Hello there, my name is Paul Mount. You're welcome to my World of Stuff. This is the channel where I review films, cinema trips, unboxings, news views and other assorted bits and pieces to do with my incredible World of Stuff. If you like this sort of content, then why don't you just click that subscribe button. Go on, click the subscribe button, do the thumbs up likey thing, and leave a comment too. That would be really super cool. I would love that. Okay, today's vid is a film review of a new horror flick called The Devil Below, which turned up on the Netflix streaming service last weekend. I looked at it, so you don't necessarily have to, unless you like the sound of it. It's a fairly bog standard creature feature, and I always like a creature feature. We always like monster films. You all like a good monster movie. This one is very reminiscent of films like The Descent and Tremors and any sort of horror film you've seen about strange subterranean creatures attacking people. And that sort of thing never gets old. There's always some entertainment value in it, and although this is fairly bog standard, it's quite competent, it's quite well done, and at about 90 minutes it doesn't outstay its welcome. Funnily enough, the concept from this film, and in fact it actually references another film called The Super Deep, which appeared, I think it was due to appear shortly, on Shudder, the dedicated horror channel. I had a chance to see a review copy of that not long ago, and that's based on a true story of, I think it's called the Korova drilling project in Russia back in the 70s, which was supposed to be the deepest borehole ever dug in the UK, in the world. It was a project that was eventually abandoned for various reasons, but a local legend sprung up that the project was abandoned because the workers there picked up a recording coming from down in the hole, which was explained as the sounds of the damned in distress in hell. Now obviously that is just a myth, that's not something which really happened, but it's quite a well-known urban myth, and this film The Devil Inside plays on, interestingly, on similar ideas. Starts off back in the 1970s at a place called Sukhum Hills, which is a mining town with a complex of mine workings, and the film starts off with the mine workers knocking off for the night and heading home, when one of them has a disagreement with his father about one of the other workers who's going to be sacked. He's not up to the job. The father, incidentally, is played by a genre veteran, Will Patton, who some of you might remember from the long-running Steven Spielberg-produced Alien Invasion series Falling Skies. He's also been in things like Gone in 30 Seconds and Armageddon, Predator. I think he's got a huge list of film credits. One of those great American character actor faces that you know and think, I know him from somewhere. Well, that's where you know him from. Anyway, his son gets attacked and dragged away by something strange and something mysterious. And we then flash forward to the modern day, when a team of explorer adventurers are in the area. They're trying to find out what's happened, because this town has mysteriously disappeared. There have been rumours of the deaths of many workers in the abandoned mine areas. And this group of explorers, there's about 4 or 5 of them, they go to investigate. They're sort of chased away by locals. Locals try to persuade them to turn around and come back where they came from. They do head towards one of these sealed up sinkholes, and they're sort of chased. The vehicle tries to sort of hit them off the road, but they persist and they get to one of these sinkholes. They discover it's been sealed up. They open it up, and then, if not all hell breaks loose, quite a bit of hell breaks loose. One of the number gets dragged down into the borehole. They discover it's quite deep, but one of them is dragged down into the hole, suffers severe injuries, and is attacked by something nasty down in the hole. The rest of them try to go down to save him and to investigate, and they come across this nest of strange sort of subterranean dwelling creatures. Now it transpires across the film that Will Patton's character has become a sort of a custodian of the area. It's all been sealed off and blocked off because they've discovered what's down there. Hostile, aggressive, carnivorous creatures, and they're doing their best to keep the area sealed up to stop the creatures getting out. But unfortunately our unwitting adventurers have risked letting these creatures out to cause chaos on the surface. That's what it is, and it is what it is. It's no more or no less than a monster film with a cast of slightly irritating people that you haven't seen before in other films apart from Will Patton. But it does what it says on the tin. It's called The Devil Below, and I suppose it gives away that it's not the devil, but it's devilish creatures. And it's not bad. I mean, it's clearly a low budget film, but it does touch on those sort of genre staples that we have seen before. As I said, it reminds me of The Descent, the excellent and extremely claustrophobic Neil Marshall film from a few years back, and of course by the very nature it's got subterranean sort of creatures rampaging, although they're not monster creatures in the sense that the creatures in Tremors were. They're that sort of thing, something underground that's killing and devouring humans. It's got quite a nice sense of scope to it when you're down in the caves. I'm a person who's not a big cave fan. I'm not into spelunking, which is the art of exploring caves. So I always find that sort of thing a bit stifling and claustrophobic, and it does play on those sorts of things. But it goes through the usual motions. You get to know the main characters, and then they get bumped off one by one, and inevitably, without too much of a spoiler, one of them sort of survives and discovers what the plot of the film is, really. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not worth a look. I thought I'd mention it because it's one of those films that sort of, Netflix churn out so much product, and it's difficult to decide if something's worth watching. And as part of my civic duty to you, I decided to watch it and report back on it. So if you want something undemanding with some creepy creatures and people behaving a little irritatingly and erratically, because personally, if I was with a group of people and one of them was dragged underground, I would have buggered off pretty sharpish and called the police to get somebody to investigate. But of course, people in films don't do that because there would be no film. So that's The Devil Below. I have to think of the title. Devil Below is streaming on Netflix now, and it's reasonably enjoyable. And because of that, I'm going to give it a big fat World of Stuff 6 out of 10. And if you're in the mood for something light and forgettable, it's the one for you. That's The Devil Below on Netflix now. Right, that's me done for this video. There'll be an unboxing coming up in the next few days of the new Doctor Who Blu-ray box set, and there'll be a media roundup because I've picked up a few other bits and pieces this week, so there'll be stuff coming in the next few days. As I said, like and subscribe, put your finger on the trigger, and join in the fun. So until next time we meet, hey, keep taking the stuff.